Hey there, YouTube. This is No Meta here again, and today I'm going to be featuring an out-of-date deck profile. And what that means is I'm going to be showing all of my old-school decks that I haven't touched in years, like this one, for instance, Vylons that I haven't really upgraded or added anything into since, I want to say 2016 or maybe early 2017, somewhere around there. Now, I always had fun with all my decks, but as you can see, the reason why I didn't touch any of my decks was because, well, I have a lot of them. Each one of these boxes has 3 decks in them, all of them, and then those 2 decks that you see outside. So yeah, I had a lot of decks to go through, and that gets kind of expensive. And for a poor guy like me, well, that was just not happening, being able to focus on each and every one of them. But you know what? Without further ado, how about we get started on this old school Vylon deck? And I am doing this one-handed again because I am still poor, so bear with me here. Alright, to begin with, I use 2 HEP, and you know what? I'll just go and do 2 soldier because I use them for the same reason. Now, HEP and soldier are here because I would like to equip either a Vylon card, and once I have element and Rod of Silence on the field, just attach Rod of Silence and then activate an element, and then being able to just equip another spell card. I can turbocharge the deck that way. There's a combo in there with Rod of Silence and element, being able to special, which allows me to special summon my tuner monsters from the deck, which is just incredibly useful. Also the fact that they're kind of good beaters, 18 and 17, that's not that bad for level 4s. I use 2 Tetra. Tetra special effect allows me to protect my Vylons at least once. It gets sent to the graveyard instead of the Vylon that is equipped to. I'm gonna go fast. I tend to not use Stella's effect often, but you know, he's here because he's another tuner. So 2 Stella. This one though, I do use its effect all the time, especially once I hit Omega on the field. Being able to synchro summon using Sphere. Its effect goes off. I pay 509 points. I attach it to Omega. Activates effect. Use an equipped spell card to Omega. Replace it with that, and then activates effect. Use Omega's effect. Attach Sphere again. Activates effect. Equip another spell card to Omega. That's always great to use. That's 2 free equipped spell cards whenever I use Sphere. And for the 3 of, I use Prism. I consider it the second best tuner monster that Vylons have ever made, being able to just boost the attack to 1,000 more on damage step is always good. The best one, in my opinion, Cube. And I think it's self-explanatory, being able to special summon. Being able to search after special summoning a light synchro monster is pretty good. Especially for a Vylon deck like this, searching out for an equipped spell, always going to be useful. I use 2 Galaxy Soldier because, well, being able to special summon and then being able to normal summon afterwards is always going to be good by sending a light monster from my hand to the graveyard, and then being able to search the other Galaxy Soldier. This allows me to go to something like Nova, then Infinity if I need to. 1 Photon Thrasher because this is basically a faster way of being able to synchro summon. And that's it for the monsters. Now, I use 2 Segment. This once I equip this to Vylon, it becomes non-targetable. Always good. I use 2 Component. This gives me piercing damage. Always good. I use Material. Add 600 attack power to my Vylons is always good. Filament, 2 Filament. You can't activate any spell trap cards once I declare an attack, and this is equipped. It's always pretty good. And this is one of the combo pieces to this deck. 3 Element. Element is what sets is one of the key cards to set the combo up. Without this, well, the deck sucks. And I'm glad that it has something like this because it really, really is powerful. It really, really turbocharges the deck, and it makes the deck fun, in my opinion. And because I do go through a lot of equipped spells, especially once I get the combo going, I use Matter. Matter allows me to recycle three equipped spells from my graveyard back to the deck, and it gives me the option either to pop something on the field or to draw. You know what, both of those are really good, especially late game. Being able to pop is always going to be good. Hidden Armory, you know, it's sacrifices. Sometimes it's worth being able to search for an equipped spell to be able to search for something like Mage Power, which is right here. Mage Power is very powerful, especially if you attach it to Omega and it already has up to 4 equips, whether it's Vylon or an equipped spell card. That means that this can go up to 25 for something like Omega, which is already a 32 beat stick. So imagine being able to just add another 2500 attack powers to a 32 beat stick. That's just crazy. And imagine having 2 mage powers. That's just even crazier. And 2 Rod of Silence. Rod of Silence is what causes the combo to go off along with Element. Those are your 2 key cards in order to be able to just go through and search, special summon your tuners, and then search for your equipped spells. And that's what I think makes the deck very fun. On to the extra deck. Now the extra deck, I tried to make it as pure Vylon as possible. There are obviously some generic support in here, but I mainly tend to go for Omega. Omega's a boss monster. He's still very powerful even to this day. And what makes him powerful is if he has 2 equips, that's 2 negates for monsters. If he has up to 5, that's 5 negates in 1 turn. That's very powerful. And already being able to destroy all normal summon monsters on the board once he's special summoned, it's pretty powerful as it is. So I use 2 of him. That's why I use 2 of him. And once I get him out on the field, it's usually game over. But if I feel like having a little fun, I use something like Alpha. Alpha is only here because, you know, it's just another Vylon. I consider all of their artworks beautiful. Angelic Machines will always be a thing for me. And the thing about him is while he has an equipped card, it can't be destroyed by spell or trap cards. That's always going to be powerful. Epsilon is my second favorite Vylon in this deck. If it has an attached an equipped card, just send the equipped card to the graveyard and just pop something on the field. Popping's always good, guys. Popping is always good. Delta's here for searchability at the end phase. Being able to search for an equipped spell card is always going to be good. And it's also the second way I get into Omega. I tend not to use Epsilon for I tend not to use Delta for that because it's just a slower way of being able to special summon Omega. But when you gotta do, you gotta do to be able to bring out that Omega. And for the generic, 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, pretty much destroy all your opponent's monsters on their side of the field, and then burn them for it. 1 Clearwing. Clearwing's always good. And because I have Clearwing, I go into Crystal Wing pretty easily in this deck that way. Negate, negate, negate. Crystal Wing will always be powerful for that. And I also use 1 Cyphering Lord Omega because he's very annoying to deal with. Killing it won't get rid of it completely. And you pretty much have to banish it in order to, stop dealing with it. And because I do have level 5 machine type monsters on my deck, I use Nova and Nova and Infinity. My bad. Nova and Infinity are here because, well, I do use Galaxy Soldier. It makes it pretty easy. I found a way to use the Sigma. The Sigma is fun to use. I told you I would use as many as a Vylon as possible. I tend not to go into them because I just have better options. Hell, I can easily just take him out and use something like Deltarolls if I wanted to. But I wanted to go as pure as possible. The Sigma is here. He's fun to use. I mean, He does require 3 level 4 monsters, which is kind of pricey. But hey, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, and being able to target one face-up attack monster your opponent controls, and then pretty much equip it to him. That's pretty trollsy, and I like that about him. So yeah, that's what he's here. Ghost Trick Alucard. Popping, being able to pop is always good, always going to be good. Zen Mates for defensive plays, always got to be smart. And then one Break Sword. Break Swords are here just to pop, and just in case I want to be able to poke a little bit more. Always going to be fun. But, yep. That is my deck profile for this one. Again, I haven't used this deck in years, so if you, but if you're interested in using my build and just messing with it, so you can modernize it in a certain way, that's always cool. And heck, if you do that, tell me what you put in there, because I'd be interested to know how to modernize these decks. I don't have the time to actually look into how to play in the meta anymore, or in the rogue as much as I used to. But heck, I think these decks deserve to be looked at. They're always fun. They were interesting when they came out. And that's it for now. All right, you guys have a good time. See you later.